Two men are facing serious charges after allegedly abducting a woman, holding her against her will, trafficking her, and attempting to kill her in a harrowing ordeal that has shocked the local community. The Wake County Sheriff's Office has detailed a disturbing sequence of events that led to the arrests of 38-year-old Jack Sebastain and 52-year-old Mateo, both of whom are now being held without bond in the Wake County Detention Center. The incident began on the morning of December 22, when deputies responded to a report of a possible assault on Hatwalt Lane in Wake County. The victim, a woman whose identity has not been disclosed for her safety, was found in a local hospital with critical injuries. She told authorities that she had been physically attacked by Benjamin and Oliver at a residence, where they held her hostage for an extended period. The woman managed to escape her captors and was taken to the hospital by someone she knew, though the details of her escape remain unclear. According to the victim, her ordeal lasted several days, during which she was subjected to relentless physical and psychological abuse, leaving her traumatized and in desperate need of medical attention. According to arrest warrants reviewed by CAS TV, the two men allegedly confined the victim, restrained her, and transported her from one place to another without her consent, and for the purpose of holding her for ransom. The warrants also allege that Benjamin and Oliver held the woman in involuntary or sexual servitude, forcing her into prostitution under threats of violence and death. The victim reported that the suspects attempted to kill her using a metal blunt object and a machete, leaving her with severe injuries including deep lacerations, broken bones, and internal trauma. Medical examinations corroborated her account, revealing the extent of the brutality she endured. Investigators later discovered evidence at the scene, including bloodstains and restraints, which further supported the victim's testimony. Authorities believe that Benjamin and Oliver are part of a larger criminal network involved in human trafficking and exploitation. During the investigation, law enforcement uncovered digital evidence, such as text messages and online advertisements, linking the suspects to organized prostitution rings operating across state lines. The victim's case has shed light on the broader operations of this network, prompting a multi-agency task force to launch a wider probe into the group's activities. The suspects now face additional charges, including conspiracy to commit human trafficking and involvement in organized crime, as investigators work to dismantle the entire operation and bring all involved parties to justice. The case has sparked outrage in the community, with local advocacy groups demanding stricter enforcement of anti-trafficking laws and better protection for survivors. The victim, who is now receiving counseling and support from specialized organizations, has shown remarkable courage in coming forward and assisting law enforcement. Her bravery has not only helped secure the arrest of her captors, but has also raised awareness about the pervasive issue of human trafficking in the region. As the legal proceedings continue, authorities are urging anyone with information about similar crimes to come forward, emphasizing the importance of community cooperation in combating this heinous crime. Following an investigation, officials obtained arrest warrants for Benjamin and Oliver on multiple charges, including attempted first-degree murder, human trafficking, promoting prostitution for profit, first-degree kidnapping, and 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill. The severity of the charges reflects the brutality of the alleged crimes and the potential danger the suspects pose to the victim and the community. On January 18th, the Wake County Sheriff's Office attempted to take Benjamin into custody at a residence. However, Benjamin fled the scene, prompting a manhunt by local authorities. After an extensive search, Benjamin turned himself in to deputies at approximately 12:20 p.m. that same day. Oliver was also taken into custody on January 18th without incident. Both men are now being held without bond, as they are considered flight risks and a potential danger to the public. Dustin Benjamin, one of the accused, reportedly has a criminal history that includes several driving infractions and other minor offenses. While his prior offenses may not have indicated the level of violence alleged in this case, his history of run-ins with the law suggests a pattern of disregard for legal and social norms. Mateo, on the other hand, has a less documented criminal past, but the charges against him in this case are severe and could result in significant prison time if he is convicted. The victim's ordeal highlights the pervasive issue of human trafficking and gender-based violence in the United States. Human trafficking, particularly sex trafficking, is a growing concern across the country, with thousands of individuals, primarily women and girls, falling victim to this modern-day form of slavery each year. The Wake County case underscores the need for increased awareness, prevention efforts, and support for survivors of trafficking and violence. The victim in this case displayed remarkable courage in escaping her captors and seeking help. However, her physical and emotional recovery will likely be a long and challenging process. Local organizations and victim advocacy groups are likely to play a crucial role in providing her with the support and resources she needs to rebuild her life. The Wake County community has been deeply affected by the news of this case. Residents have expressed shock and outrage at the alleged crimes, with many calling for justice for the victim and stricter measures to prevent similar incidents in the future. Local leaders and law enforcement officials have emphasized their commitment to combating human trafficking and ensuring the safety of all residents. Sheriff's Office spokesperson in a statement said, "This case is a stark reminder of the dangers of human trafficking and the importance of vigilance in our communities. We are committed to holding those responsible." As the case moves forward, legal experts anticipate a complex and closely watched trial. The charges against Benjamin and Oliver carry severe penalties, including the possibility of life imprisonment if they are convicted of attempted first-degree murder or human trafficking. The prosecution will likely rely on a combination of physical evidence, witness testimony, and the victim's account to build their case. Defense attorneys for the accused may argue that the evidence is circumstantial or attempt to challenge the credibility of the victim's testimony. However, the severity of the charges and the alleged brutality of the crimes could make it difficult for the defense to secure a favorable outcome. This case has broader implications for the fight against human trafficking and gender-based violence in North Carolina and beyond. According to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, North Carolina ranks among the top states for reported cases of human trafficking. with hundreds of victims identified each year. The state has taken steps to address the issue, including the passage of stricter laws and the establishment of task forces to combat trafficking. However, cases like this one highlight the ongoing challenges and the need for continued efforts. In this particular case, the perpetrators were apprehended following a thorough investigation by law enforcement agencies, which involved collaboration with federal authorities and local anti-trafficking units. The suspects were charged with multiple offenses, including human trafficking, forced labor, and sexual exploitation. During the trial, evidence such as financial records, communication, logs, and testimonies from survivors played a crucial role in securing a conviction. The court handed down significant sentences, including lengthy prison terms and hefty fines, sending a strong message that such crimes will not be tolerated. Additionally, the convicted individuals were ordered to pay restitution to the survivors, aiming to provide some measure of justice and support for their recovery. Advocates for trafficking survivors have called for increased funding for victim services, greater public awareness, and more robust law enforcement training to identify and respond to trafficking cases. They also emphasize the importance of community involvement in recognizing the signs of trafficking and supporting survivors. The successful prosecution in this case underscores the importance of a coordinated response involving law enforcement, the judicial system, and community organizations. However, it also serves as a reminder that many trafficking networks operate in the shadows, and much work remains to be done to dismantle these criminal enterprises and protect vulnerable populations. Continued efforts to strengthen legal frameworks, enhance victim support systems, and educate the public are essential to ensuring that more perpetrators are brought to justice and survivors receive the care and resources they need to rebuild their lives.